My grandmother showed me something years ago that completely transformed how I clean my home. It's so simple that most people miss it entirely, yet it makes the biggest difference between a house that looks clean and one that truly feels fresh and welcoming. I'm Marcus, and on Seniors Cleaning Hacks, I share practical tips that actually work. No fancy products needed, just smart techniques passed down through generations.
Here's the thing. You can scrub your kitchen counters until they shine. You can vacuum every carpet in your house. You can make your bathroom sparkle. But if you're missing these specific spots, your home will never feel completely clean. And my grandmother knew exactly which spots those were. Before I share her secret, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss these cleaning tips. Trust me, you'll want to catch every single hack I share here on Seniors Cleaning Hacks. And drop a comment below telling me which room in your house needs the most attention right now.
Let me take you back to my childhood for a moment. I spent countless weeks at my grandmother's place during summer breaks. Those days were filled with simple joys. Picking fresh berries from her backyard, riding bikes around the neighborhood, discovering new foods at the grocery store with her, and playing dress-up in old evening gowns she kept in the closet. But one thing always puzzled me. Why did her home feel so different? My own house was reasonably tidy. My parents kept things organized. Yet, something about stepping into my grandmother's home felt special. The air seemed fresher. Everything looked brighter. The whole place made you want to stay forever and never leave. She didn't use expensive cleaning products. She didn't spend all day scrubbing. She wasn't one of those people who kept her home looking like a museum where you were afraid to touch anything. No, her home felt lived in and loved, yet somehow always impeccably clean.
The secret revealed. So what was her secret? Here's what she taught me, and I still use this advice every single week. Pay attention to the places nobody else notices. My grandmother cleaned the obvious things like everyone else, counters, floors, toilets, but she also made sure to regularly tend to the small details that most people walk past every single day without seeing. She wiped down the baseboards along the walls. She cleaned every light switch plate in the house. She dusted the ceiling fan blades even when they didn't look dusty. She wiped the stair railings. She freshened up the inside of drawers. These tiny spots collect dust, grime, fingerprints, and oil constantly. But because we see them every single day, our brains stop registering them. That smudge on the light switch? Your mind tunes it out after the first week. Those dusty baseboards? They become invisible. That grimy handrail? You stop noticing it's dirty. But here's the secret. Even though your eyes stop seeing these things, your brain still registers them. Somewhere deep down, you feel that the space isn't quite right. You sense that something's off, even if you can't put your finger on exactly what it is.
Why this matters? Think about it this way. Imagine you're wearing glasses that get a tiny bit dirtier each day. At first, you notice the smudges, but after a few weeks, you forget they're there. You adapt. Your brain compensates. But you're still not seeing as clearly as you could be. That's exactly what happens with these overlooked areas in your home. The cumulative effect of all these small, dirty spots creates an overall feeling that the house isn't as fresh as it could be. You might not be able to point to any single problem, but the atmosphere just doesn't feel quite right. My grandmother understood this instinctively. She knew that a truly clean home isn't just about the obvious surfaces. It's about every surface, every corner, every detail working together to create that feeling of freshness and welcome. And let me tell you something else. Cleaning these overlooked spots doesn't take much extra time. We're not talking about adding hours to your routine. Most of these tasks take just a minute or two, but the impact? Massive. If you're finding this helpful, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed to Seniors Cleaning Hacks because I've got plenty more wisdom to share with you. When I apply my grandmother's cleaning wisdom in my home, I always start in the kitchen, the heart of the house, and the place where we spend so much of our time. Instead of just wiping down the counters and calling it done, I take a slow, thoughtful look around and ask myself, what do we touch every day but rarely clean? The microwave is a perfect example. Most of us only clean the inside when something explodes, but what about the outside? The handle, the control panel, the door frame? These areas are constantly touched, gathering fingerprints, food splatter, and grease, so now I always wipe down the entire exterior. The same goes for appliance handles, the refrigerator, oven, dishwasher. These spots are touched countless times a day and accumulate oils and grime that subtly dull your kitchen's freshness. A quick wipe with a damp cloth makes them look and feel brand new. Another overlooked area is underneath and behind countertop appliances, like the coffee maker, toaster, or knife block. These items hardly move, allowing crumbs, oil, and dust to build up. Every few days, I move them aside and clean beneath, and it's amazing how this simple act brightens the whole counter. Then there are cabinet fronts. You might scrub your counters to a shine, but if cabinet doors are streaked with fingerprints and grease, the kitchen still feels dirty. A 5-minute wipe down of cabinet doors and drawer fronts completely transforms the room's atmosphere. In the bedroom, my grandmother's wisdom truly shines. This should be our most peaceful, restorative space, yet it often hides surprising amounts of dust and dirt. The headboard is a prime culprit. It collects oils, dust, and grime from nightly use, yet most people never clean it. Once a month, I pull my bed away from the wall, vacuum behind it, wipe down the headboard, and clean the wall behind it. Doorknobs and light switches or other high-touch surfaces often ignored but easily refreshed with a disinfectant wipe. Windowsills, too, harbor dust, debris, and even dead insects. My grandmother taught me to clean them with a damp cloth, especially in the corners and sliding tracks. Furniture like nightstands, dressers, and chairs also deserve periodic attention. Lift objects, clean beneath them, and occasionally move furniture away from walls to vacuum behind. Small efforts like these dramatically elevate the feeling of cleanliness in your sanctuary. Moving to the bathroom, the place we think we clean the most, there are still overlooked areas that need attention. Faucet bases where water and soap scum collect, sticky drawer pulls touched with wet or soapy hands, towel rods gathering dust, and the sides and base of the toilet all benefit from regular cleaning. A toothbrush works wonders around faucet crevices, and a damp cloth on handles and rods prevents buildup. Cleaning the entire exterior of the toilet, not just the seat, keeps the bathroom truly fresh. In living spaces, my grandmother's habits make an enormous difference. Stair railings, for instance, are constantly touched, yet rarely cleaned. A weekly wipe removes hand oils and sticky residue that attract dust. Baseboards running along every wall gather dust and scuff marks, but are often ignored because they sit below eye level. Wiping them down every couple of weeks with a damp cloth or even using a sock on your hand keeps them spotless. Remote controls, touched by everyone yet seldom sanitized, benefit from a quick disinfectant wipe. Light fixtures and ceiling fan blades accumulate heavy dust over time. Cleaning them regularly instantly brightens the entire room. The bigger picture my grandmother taught me is that true cleanliness is about atmosphere, the feeling of lightness and clarity that comes when every surface, visible or not, is maintained. When you walk into such a space, the air feels cleaner, the light seems brighter, and you instinctively relax. She never spent all day cleaning. Instead, she was strategic. She knew which areas made the most impact and built those small habits into her daily rhythm. I follow the same approach. Rather than doing exhausting, deep cleans, I integrate small tasks into my existing routines. When cleaning the kitchen, I spend an extra few minutes on appliance exteriors. While making the bed, I wipe light switches and doorknobs. Over time, these habits maintain a consistent level of cleanliness without overwhelming effort. My practical system, inspired by her, starts with a walk through the house, observing with fresh eyes what surfaces I typically overlook. I make a list and then categorize tasks by frequency. Weekly, like wiping appliance handles, monthly, like cleaning behind furniture, and seasonal, like deep cleaning window tracks. Then I attach these micro-tasks to existing cleaning habits so they feel natural, not separate chores. The result is sustainable and effortless upkeep. Sharing these habits through Seniors Cleaning Hacks helps others rediscover that same practicality. When I first committed to addressing all these overlooked areas, the transformation stunned me. My home already seemed clean, but after cleaning those hidden spots, it felt lighter, brighter, and more welcoming. Friends noticed the difference even if they couldn't pinpoint why.
It was the cumulative effect of hundreds of small details. That's the subtle magic of my grandmother's approach. No single task transforms a room, but together they create an environment of genuine freshness. Once you do that first deep round of catching up, maintenance becomes simple. Just a few minutes each session keeps everything immaculate. When I was younger, I thought my grandmother's meticulous habits were excessive. Why clean baseboards or light switches? But as I've grown older, I've realized her wisdom wasn't about perfection. It was about care. She understood that the home is more than its obvious surfaces. It's the sum of every detail, and tending to those details brings peace. There's a deep satisfaction in knowing your space is truly clean, not just apparently clean. It changes how you feel, more relaxed, more proud, more at home. And this isn't about impressing others or chasing perfection. It's about creating an environment that supports your well-being and reflects love and respect for your surroundings. So here's my challenge to you. Choose one room this week, clean it as usual, then spend 10 extra minutes on the overlooked details. Wipe baseboards, clean switches, dust ceiling fans, and polish handles. Step back and feel the difference. That subtle shift in energy will motivate you to do more, one room at a time. We're not aiming for museum perfection. We're aiming for homes that feel alive, fresh, comfortable, and welcoming, just like my grandmother's always did. Her timeless wisdom continues to guide me, and I hope will inspire you too. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves a clean home. Tell me in the comments which hidden area you'll tackle first. Until next time, keep your home happy and healthy with these simple, enduring cleaning strategies that stand the test of time.